Well, hello and welcome to a series that has been dead and I have now revived it. A series of rants. Inspired by a conversation that I had with my friend, I thought, I'll go back in because he thought my chats were stimulating. Not many people think this though, as you can see from my views. And the problem is, really, to have a proper chat, you need more than one person. But I'm going to attempt it anyway. There's a bit of a string of consciousness, and maybe even have a virtual other me that's going to ask questions. Anyway, let's get on to it. What is this rant about? Okay, this rant is about life, human life specifically, because I can only talk as a human being and not as a moth or a seagull or whatever other creature. So, human life has always been shit and always will be shit. Now, before you start thinking, what's this depressing crap? All I mean is the burden of consciousness is so heavy that it stops you enjoying life. Now, am I saying that you can't enjoy moments in life? No. Am I saying you can't have a happy overall life? No. But what I am saying is life has enough struggle and enough problems in it for enough people to categorise it as shite. However, over time, I do think this has improved and will likely probably continue to improve based on, more access to resources, more financial freedom for a lot of the planet, less poverty, relatively. All of these things have contributed to a better life for most people. But it's still shit, and it always will be. It's just slightly shitter than it was 10 years ago, which is slightly shitter than it was 20 years ago, and so on and so on. So on and so on, swan and swan, so on and so on. But yeah, we have made leaps and bounds, and we're not all in workhouses every day, even though sometimes it feels like that. We have a lot more autonomy and choice of our lives. So why then is life still essentially shit? Because human nature and, like I say, consciousness is a burden that we will probably never get over. I mean, some people might get over it. I mean, depression. Have you ever seen a frog be depressed, or a bird be depressed, or anything be depressed? I mean, yeah, sure, you get sad. Human beings get sad. Animals get sad, but depression is very much a human thing. And it's, again, the burden of consciousness. And I just think as human beings we are sort of like forced to compare ourselves to other people and what everyone else has got and what we haven't got. When in reality all you should compare yourself to is who you were yesterday. But even then, really, comparison is the thief of joy, as some people say. I mean, yeah, you should compare yourself to who you were, several years ago. But I look at my life particularly. I mean, I've improved in a lot of ways, but in a lot of other ways, I haven't. And I still make the same mistakes I made 20 years ago. My overall quality of life hasn't really improved in a lot of ways, but then in other ways it has. But even if you could measure that and say your life has improved on this level, you don't notice that as a human being, because you're just thinking about all the things you've done wrong, all the things that you want that you don't have, and all the opportunities that maybe you regret or that you missed, or the bad luck that you've had, or whatever. And the thing is, you can't compare yourself to anyone else because you've never lived anyone else's life. So really, there's no argument to make on comparing yourself to anyone else. But yeah, we have all these tools like psychology, psychiatry, we have antidepressants, we have endless options of what you can watch, play, do, endless amount of jobs that you can have, and yet still most of us are miserable. Because, like I said, life is essentially shit, but it's like slightly less shit than it was. I mean, like, I used to live with drug dealers, and now I kind of live on my own. I have a visitor now and again, but I kind of live on my own. So I think my situation is improved. But then you've got cost of living crisis coming up and things like that, and life standards can seem to have gone down. But then again, it just depends on who you are. I think, like, I suffered from depression, and I've come to the conclusion that I should embrace the mundane more. Because if you embrace the mundane, you embrace routine, you start to realise you can actually enjoy simple things, like going for a walk or eating your favourite food. You start getting ideas above your station, and you start not enjoying these things anymore, because you're always aspiring to have more. But the problem with always wanting more is you are never satisfied. There's always a level that you think you'll be satisfied, and then when you get there, you're looking at the next level. You're never mindful. You're never in the moment. You never enjoy what you're doing. And that is my rant on life, and that is why life is shit. But we're here. We didn't ask to be here. We're here. Might as well make the most out of it while we're here. And I believe life is a bit of a game, and when I play games, I don't cheat. So I'm not gonna press that self-destruct button. I'm going to enjoy the misery of life. And with that joyful ending, this ends the end of the video. If you like this, please hit the like button and share, and hit the notification button and all that jazz. I do lots of things on this channel. There's lots of good ones on there. Look, I've got playlists and everything. Okay, that was me, and I will see you later.